Kevin. All right, last but not least, we have the lovely Hannah Jimènez. Yes. Hannah, we asked Hannah to describe her life using a movie title. She said risky business. Hannah, what's your title?
Digital Learning Specialist.
Digital Learning Specialist. Hannah's a Digital Learning Specialist. On the weird scale, she said she's only about a 7. And we also asked her, if you were a Google application, which one would you be? She said Google Calendar, because it's the only way I keep my life together. If you would help me, please welcome the beautiful Hannah.
Family of educators in North Carolina. My great-grandmother was a teacher in Statesville. My grandfather was a coach, principal, and teacher in Mooresville, North Carolina. And my mom followed in his footsteps, becoming a teacher and media coordinator in Mooresville, North Carolina. They paved this path for me into education, and I said no, I do not want to be a teacher. I fought against being a teacher for so long. I went to college to study history and English. I was going to go to DC and work in the Library of Congress. But at the end of college, I started evaluating who I was and what genuinely made me happy in my life. And I knew then what I was destined to be. So 5 years ago, I walked into my first classroom to teach English to 6th graders. I was a lateral entry Teach for America teacher who had a heart for students and educational inequity. That first year was so hard. My first unit was on achieving dreams. We read stories, we discussed people that were able to achieve their dreams, the steps that they took, and the culminating project was for them to create this product that represented their dreams. I had some great ones. I had singers, football players, basketball players, doctors, lawyers. But I had this one project that will stick with me forever, because their dream was to work at Wendy's. I thought back on all my lessons. Had I not made it clear what a dream was, had they just misunderstood me the whole time? So I sat down with the student, we talked about it. I said, why? Why did you say your dream was to work at Wendy's? The student's response was, no, Miss Long, I don't want to just say something that I don't believe can ever be true. Isn't it my job as a teacher to help inspire kids to be whatever they can be, to show them options and all the opportunities that are available to them? Isn't it my job as an educator to wear the 50-some hats that my kids need me to wear in order to see a better future? Yes, I may work at an inner-city Title I school, but does that mean my students don't have the intellectual and creative potential as their peers in higher income areas? Absolutely not. So why do I show up every day? To make sure that my students know that if they can find no one else to believe in them, that I do. To make sure my students can find the joy in learning amidst all of this testing. To make sure they know I will be there, that I can consistently show up every day and show them that I care. To let them know that their voice is important and should be heard around the world. That the impossible is actually possible. Because I have seen what my students can do when they were given the opportunity to just be themselves. Last year, they won first place in a video contest about why public schools are great. They wrote the video, filmed the video, edited the video, and submitted the video all on their own. 2 years ago, they competed for the first time in Science Olympiad and walked away winning events when many adults didn't even think they should go. That first year also had 2 students who had previously failed. And they failed not because they weren't able, but because no one had really expressed to them why education was important. They didn't value it. But now those same two students are at the high school level, excelling in academics, excelling on the athletic field because they know there's people standing behind them. They found their supporters. But it's not just the students that keep me fighting. Too often we forget to support each other in this work. This hard work, day in and day out. We need each other. We must support each other in taking risks in the classrooms, because too often our classrooms aren't supporting the world that's coming tomorrow. I've seen teachers take risks by integrating coding in the classroom. This coding is going to be essential for preparing our students for jobs that haven't even been created yet. But it's scary because for most of us, it's unknown. I mean, I personally don't know too many teachers that went to college for a computer science degree and ended up teaching 6th grade math or 8th grade ELA. But I do know some teachers that said, yes, I believe this is important. Let's figure it out together. 4 years ago, my school was chosen as a part of the Connect Ed initiative. Apple provided devices to all our students and teachers. They also provided professional development to help with the purposeful technology integration into our learning environment. And at that first training, they said, some people are going to dive in and take all of those risks in the first month. Some people are going to cautiously tiptoe in after they see the people taking risks, and others are just going to straight out refuse. But you know what? Those teachers that were cautious, or the ones that refused, are the ones that Apple has currently published in their Elements of Learning iBook, because they saw what engagement was doing in their classroom. They saw the purpose of technology, and they saw that students were learning. And so they came to me and said, let's do it. Let's jump in together. Thankfully for me, I have been so blessed to have a group of fellow digital learning specialists that I've been able to lean on and help me grow. I am in a county that believes in the important access for one-to-one technology K-12. And I know that is not the truth for everybody. I know that I'm very blessed to be in a county that prioritizes growing teachers to help students be successful. I know that I'm blessed. Because at the end of the day, too often it seems like those in political power aren't paying attention to what we're doing. They're not paying attention to what's happening in the classroom. They're not paying attention to our kids. So we can't just sit by and let the world pass us by. We can't let the world forget about us or our kids. So why am I here? I'm here to make sure that my coworkers feel supported in taking risks in the classroom. I'm here to make sure that we are working together to best prepare my students, our students, for the future before them. To make sure my students know every single day that there is someone who believes in them. To make sure that when we fail big, we fail forward for our students to be successful. Because technology is great. It's a wonderful tool, but it's just that. It's a tool. And we need the people behind the technology, because nothing will ever replace it. That's why I'm here. Why are you?